All right, so let's, we shouldn't take too long to go over this. So, I was gonna put, I'm gonna put a 1 here because we'll be doing this next few days, okay? So this is the first review for the midterm. All right, so basically I'm just going through the old test. So I'm gonna pick and choose what questions I want from the old test, put them on the midterm. Everybody got that? All right, so undefined terms. Now, again, I'm going to go through every problem because I don't have the midterm in front of me. I guess I could look at last year's, but it might be a little bit different because I can't remember where we left off last year. But anyway, let's just go through these tests and let's see. 3 undefined terms. I heard you guys talk about it earlier. What is it? Point, line, and plane. Okay, I'm not going to write it down. If you want to write it down, you can. So anything that's on the test is fair game for the midterm. Everybody got that? Everything that's fair game. It doesn't mean that everything that's on all the old tests is going to be on the midterm, but it's a possibility. 3 collinear points. What does it mean to be collinear? What do they do? Okay, it's a point, right? It's a point that lies on the same line. So there's 3 collinear points. Must mean there's 3 lines that all intersect at the same point. Where is that point? Point T, right? And what are the? I'm sorry, I was getting confused with this. Let's say that again. 3 collinear points there are 3 points that lie on the same line. And I do not, I missed something. Maybe I told you when you took the test and I didn't fix it on this, but there's an S in here somewhere. All right. So, because there's no line that has 3 points on it originally, agreed? All right, so that wouldn't work. But I think when I gave you the test, I'm like, oh, man, I messed it up. I forgot point S is right there. Anyway, so what are the 3 collinear points? Q what? Q, S, and T. Right. Easy. Q, S, and T. Right? Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. 3 concurrent lines. 3 lines that intersect at the same point. So what point do 3 lines intersect? At point T, right there. Agreed? So what are those lines? What is it? PT, RT, and QT. All right? And you could write them down. I'm not going to. All right, that was easy. Draw a picture. Okay, I don't have much room over here, but I'll try to slide it in over here. Line PQ on plane K. How do I draw? I'll do it right here. How do I draw a plane? Looks like this, correct? How do I name the plane? It says plane K. What kind of K is that? It's a lowercase. Where do I put it on here? Does it have to be in the left? It can be in any corner. Okay, we'll put it, since you said left, we can put it there. It's a lowercase K. It can be in any corner, doesn't matter. Don't put it out here. If you put it out there, I'm not going to give you credit for it, okay? If you put it in here, it's good to go. Line PQ is on that plane. So what do? Draw a line. Is that good enough right there? No, we got to name it. What are we naming it? PQ. So that'll be P, and this will be Q. And that's how you would draw that. Make sense? Okay, let's do this one. Line N intersecting plane F, so we're going to draw another plane. I'll do it, try to fit it in up here. Notice the plane kind of looks slanted, doesn't it? All right, some people, for some reason, even though I slant it every single time, some people will draw the plane like this. I guess technically, you could, but draw it the way that I asked you to draw it. So slant it a little bit. That's plane F, so I'll just put the F right there. Any corner, doesn't matter. It says line N intersects the plane at point P. This gives people fits sometimes. Don't know why, because I do this for you. There's point P, and a line intersects the plane at that point. So that means that some of the line you can see, right? And then how do I show the part that's kind of hidden behind the plane? A dotted line, okay? And then when it comes out the plane, it can become solid again. Now, what line is it? It's line what? Line N, so you got to label that. You could either put it up here, you could have put it down here, all right? You don't need 2 points when you use a lowercase to represent a line. And that's how you would draw that right there. Did I leave anything out? Nope. Plane F, point P, line N, all right? It intersects it. Don't draw a solid line. What would that mean? If that was a solid line, what's the It would be on the plane, right? Okay, so here's the difference. If it was a solid line, so here's your line right here. If it's a solid line, that means it lies right on there. But if you got that little dotted part, what does that mean? It means it intersects. It hits here at that one point, and there's part of the line you can't see, right? That's the dotted line. And then it goes out that way. We good? All right, yeah, these are easy. We're not even doing any math, are we? We're just knowing stuff. What's the end point? Now look, I don't even have to look at this. I could tell you right now, just by looking at that, what the end point is. It's y. So why is it? W-H-Y. The question, why is y, the letter y, the end point? Because it's a what? What is that with that one arrow? It's a ray, and the end point of a ray is always first. Okay, it's the first letter. So the end point is y. I don't even have to look over here, do I? If you wanted to, you could. What is it? YW. That means it starts here and it goes all the way like that. Agreed? All right. And that would be the end point right there. What about this one? Name XZ in two other ways. Now you need this picture to be able to do number 7. All right, so XZ, where's XZ? Well, there's X. That's my end point, correct? And it goes like that. So there's 2 ways to name that ray. Actually, let me see something. Oh, you know what? I think I changed this on the test too because I messed this up. I need to go back and fix this. So next year when I print this up, it's written the right way. Name, I should say in another way. I think I did that. Does anybody have their chapter 1 test on them? No? In one way? Did I say in another way or something? One other way? Okay. Yeah, so that was messed up because I'm like, okay, I can only name it 2 ways, and I already got it XZ. So what's another way I could name that line? It's not a line. What is it? It's a ray XZ. How else could I name it? And that's the only way. That's it. XY, and you put a little ray. See it? It's got to start at X, and if it goes through Z, it's also going through what? It's also going through Y. Could I call it ray XW? It's not the same ray, is it? Starts at the same place, but it goes in a completely different direction. That's my only answer right there. Remember all this stuff? Back when everything was super easy? Yeah? Okay. I don't know. Back then, did you think it was super easy back then? Yeah, it probably was. All right, let's do this one. State another name for angle 3. So we're going to name it with the points. So if I name it with the points, this angle 3 right here, where would I start? Yeah, I would call it angle SPT. Or if you wanted to, you don't have to, it just says just name another name. You could call it what? Angle TPS. Either way, it doesn't make any difference. Everybody see that? Yeah. Name a point in the interior of QPS. So where is QPS? QPS, that's this right there. So give me a point that's in the interior, which means in between, right? Those 2 rays. Point R. Super easy. R. Is there any other points? Nope. Can't say Q. Q's not in the interior because it's actually on the angle itself. Can't say S. Can't say T because T is on the exterior of it. All right? Name 3 angles that have ray PR as a side. Okay, give me a second. Let me get rid of this and then I can look at it. Ray PR. Let's find ray PR first of all. Right. Oops, almost got it. You get the idea. Okay, so that ray right there. So name me an angle. QPR, or you could just say what? Angle 1. That'd be the easiest way. But yeah, you're right. You could say QPR, and it's fine. What's another angle? What? Angle 2? Yep, because that ray is part of angle 2. Who's that? Yeah, okay. And then what's another angle that has this as a side? Well, RPS is the same as angle 2. Angle 3. Does angle 3 have PR as a side? Very good. RPT. You can't use a number with that one. All right? It's RPT. Angle RPT. And put the angle symbol in front of it if they ask for an angle. All right. Now we're doing some math, aren't we? So you should be grateful we're doing this today, because maybe at the end of the week, maybe we'll have already reviewed everything, and then maybe we'll watch something. I don't know. Just depends. All right, what about this? Find each distance or angle. So obviously this one is distance. It's not an angle. So it says find DE DE and EF if DF is 138. So this whole thing from here to there is 138. So what do these two segments do? What does DE and the EF do to make up 138? Is this in the middle? No, we don't know it's in the middle, right? So we don't know it's the midpoint, so we can't say that. So I can't set them equal to each other. I do not know that this and this are equal to each other. Agreed? But what do I know? What can I do here? That's right. DE plus EF equals 138. Perfect. All right, so I don't know, where can I... This was not meant to do the work on the test paper, so we add those up and we set them equal to 138. Can we do the distributive property in our head? 2x plus what? 6 plus, what else? 3x, what? Minus 3. And what do they add up to be? 138. I don't have to do the work, do I? We'll just set it up for you. Do the work, solve for x. But is that your answer once you solve for x? Nope. What do you got to do once you get x? Plug it back in and find both of those segments. Everybody okay with that? All right. Just make sure you know that you add them up and set them equal to 138. That's the key, right? This is the one segment. This is the other segment. I added them up, set them equal to 138, and then you just do the math. This one's a little different, but kind of the same. It says find LM and LN if M is the what? Now, what do we know about this that we didn't know on this one? That LM equals MN. That's right. Now, these two right here actually do equal each other. How do you know that? Because M's a midpoint, splits it in the middle, right? So these two segments have got to be the same. So again, if you were to set this up, I'm not going to do the whole problem, mainly because of time, but because you already know how to do this anyway. So what do? 8x what? Minus 16, right? Equals, what's that? 4x plus 8. And then you just do your math. Solve for x. Is that your answer once you solve for x? Nope. Got to plug it back in. Once you get 1, now look, what they asked for though. Once you get this one, let me see what the answer to that was. So you got x equals 27 for this one, okay? And actually, I have a different answer key. Oh no, I was looking at 11. I'm sorry, no wonder. X is 6. Looking at the wrong problem. So x is 6, all right? So now, if x is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4 times 8 is what? What did I say? Yeah, 4. 4 times 8 is 32. I was thinking 6 times 8. So that's 32. But is the other one, is ln equal to 32? You got to be careful. Here's where I remember, listen, I remember a lot of you mess this up because that's LM, that's 32, but what's ln? From here, it's the whole thing. So if this is 32, what's this? That's 32. The whole thing is 64. Okay, so ln is 64. All right, and I think everybody that got that wrong probably already knew that, but you just were in a hurry and you thought, oh, they're just asking for the two lengths. All right, but you got to make sure that you read it, see what they asked for. Let's do this one. This will pretty much be it for today. So find angle 2 and 3. So this one and this one. Angle 1 is 60. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put a 60 degrees right there. Angle 2 is 7x plus 1. And angle 3 is 9x plus 7. All right. So what do you do with all three of those? Are any of them equal to each other? We don't know, right? It doesn't say. So you add them and do what to them? set them equal to 180. Where'd you get the 180 from? I don't even see a 180 on here. Because a straight line. Exactly right. Good. All right, so let's do it. So 7x plus 1 plus 9x plus 7 plus what? 60 equals 180. Then you do your work. You solve for x. What number is this? 13. X is 7 once you do your math. And then you just plug them in to find this and to find this. Is this coming back to you? Just really quickly, what's the perimeter? How do we find the perimeter of something? It's just the distance around it, right? If it's a pentagon, how many sides is a pentagon? 5. So if each side is 8, what's the distance around the whole thing? 40, okay? What about this? Circumference. Do you remember circumference? What's circumference equal to? Good. 2 pi r. And then they tell you the radius, it's 20. 20 times 2 is 40. 40 pi. And to tell you the truth, if you just wanted to leave your answer 40 pi, I'm fine with that. All right? I'm perfectly fine with that. Because I know you can multiply by 3.14 on your calculator. There you go. Okay, what's this thing? It's a pyramid. And then what kind of base is it? How many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a pentagonal pyramid. Okay, pentagonal pyramid. What's this thing? It's a cylinder and it's a right angle. So it's a what? It's a right. What's the bottom of it? A circle. Right circular cylinder. What's this thing? How many faces? Now watch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side. Then there's what? 6 on the other side. 12 altogether. Do you remember what it's called? Dodecahedron. Okay? All right, that's good enough. What about this? What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexagon, and it's convex. How many here? There's 5. Pentagon, and it's concave. There we go. We did the whole entire test.